Hi, I'm Jeff Vogan. It's Tuesday and it's time for the tip of the day. I've been asked recently, hey, if we get another stimulus check, what should we do with it? A lot of the money that came in the stimulus package last time with this new CARES Act and, trying to revitalize the economy that was forced to be shut down on us really just went back into the market because unfortunately there wasn't a lot of oversight as to how the money was spent, who it got to. And it really went to a lot of people that didn't need it, even corporations that got the employment money and some of the kickbacks that the government gave to save the economy did more than just save those that needed it. Some of those that needed it didn't get enough, and many of those who didn't need it got too much, and it went back into the stock market. I mean, we've seen this rebound, this sharp rebound in the stock market with no fundamental underlying reason other than hoping the market goes up, hoping we get a cure, hoping the GDP really didn't fall 30%, but it did. We gave up 5 years of gross domestic product progress in just one quarter, just the last quarter. So we went back to where the GDP is around where it was in 2015. There's got to be some future problem with stock market. So if you're saying, oh, should I put my stimulus money in the stock market? That might be wise if you're just going to do it for a short time and ride the momentum. But let me tell you one thing that I think has been overlooked and kind of long forgotten, and that is charitable contributions. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations that used to do a lot of good, and now they're not able to do a whole lot of good for a couple of reasons. One, they're shut down. The economy's been kind of stifled with this, have to wear a mask, public places, public gatherings, can't do fundraising activities, and a lot of things that charitable companies, charitable organizations used to do aren't able to do that to raise funds. Even churches are seeing, declines in a lot of their contributions. Not only that, there's a lot of people that are out of work or unsure about their future work-wise and income-wise and are afraid to give to these charitable organizations. These charitable organizations do good, and I would hate to see them go out of business. I would hate to see so many that do so much good for helping those that can't help themselves not be around in a while just because this setback puts them in a no-win situation. So here's something that you can think about. What about giving that stimulus money to a charitable organization? The CARES Act actually gave you an incentive to do that, and that is there's a $300 per person, that's $600 per couple in a household, top line charitable contribution deduction. It used to be that, or even currently, it's, people think, well, hey, I have a standard deduction of $24,000 if I'm a couple. I don't give that much in charitable contributions, so they just get buried, and my charitable contributions don't do me any good. I don't even get a tax deduction anymore. But guess what? $600 of that is now tax deductible to a couple filing jointly, and $300 top line right off the top, filing as a single person. So don't forget the charitable organization that you've been used to, helping out over the years. If that stimulus money comes and you don't need it and you don't really want to pump it into the market that's uncertain, that's overvalued already, and that's already been overstimulated, maybe you can stimulate something that hasn't been stimulated in a while, and that is your charitable contribution, your neighborhood organization that helps Special Olympics or helps autism or helps just the community in general with food banks and things like that are so needed right now. So my tip of the day is don't forget charitable contributions. Oh, by the way, don't be limited. Just think, well, I can only give $600 to a charity. You can actually deduct if you are able to itemize. If you do exceed your standard deduction, and many of you do because of all kinds of different expenses, kids, things that you can write off, healthcare and so forth. If you are in a place where you're writing off 100% of those charitable contributions because they are in excess of that standard deduction that you're getting, guess what? You can write off up to 100% of your adjusted gross income. So don't be stingy, be generous, and I know that'll come back to you. Karma's good in that way. You help those that can't help themselves or that need a little bit of help, and when it's your turn, it'll come back to you. That's my tip of the day. See you next week.